Hello YouTube, Tom itself here. Got another game of Domination on mission for you. And, you know, one of the best things I find to getting better is sometimes I just need to handicap myself. And this gun, oh my god, the PM-9, if this thing isn't a handicap, I'm not sure what is. Because, well, this thing, about 1,000 rounds a minute, has some of the higher damage in the SMG category, but the recoil is obscene. The iron sights aren't very good. So when I started playing with this gun, I initially tried to aim down sights frequently, and it's not really worth it. If you want to pick someone off at range, well, this gun will do the job, but you have to tap burst fire it very carefully, and the guy basically has to be sitting still. I really couldn't win a head-to-head gunfight while aiming down sights, so instead I slapped steady aim and extended mags on the thing and just started spraying. So you're probably wondering to yourself, Tom, why would you want to handicap yourself like this? This gun is terrible. And yeah, I know, that's the point. It's going to make me play to this gun's strengths very specifically in order to do well with it. And I did do fairly well with it. I maintained about a 2 KD with this gun when I look it up in Call of Duty Elite. For the day I played with it, I don't think I've barely ever used this any other time. So I'm going to have to play to this gun's playstyle. Like, I can run around with a striker, and it's a similar playstyle, but if I get in a head-to-head fight with a striker, I could probably come out ahead. With this gun, I need to be a little more careful. And you say, we'll just get another shotgun that isn't obscenely overpowered, and, well, they're actually a lot harder to use. There's quite the difference there between the striker and the other shotguns. You really have to be precise with your aim. I would have to turn down my sensitivity to hip fire like that. Let's just put it that way. We'll just call on the Predator here. They're stuck on the right side taking fire. And a quad. Yeah, no big deal. A couple more notes about the class. I started out with Sitrep Pro simply for the better situational awareness. Quickly changed over to steady aim when I realized I was rarely going to be aiming down sights, and really didn't look back. The thing with steady aim is, at least for Modern Warfare 3 comparisons, it's to play like you have Stalker and to strafe anytime you get in a gunfight, because that will give you the advantage. I don't know why that seems like such an odd thing, because steady aim and that kind of playstyle has been in Call of Duty for a long time, but I guess I got used to Stalker. Hey, it's an awesome perk, you know. The other thing, I started off going between Blast Shield, Hardline, and Assassin, but the way that this is set up to play similar to a shotgun close range engagements, but more stealthy, so silenced shotgun? Anyway, the unique thing about this was that I could put a silencer on it, and so pairing Assassin with it just seemed to be the way to go. And the element of surprise is so important in close gunfights that I really couldn't pass that up. And finally, because I'm just going to be spraying from the hip, spray and pray, with an SMG, Scavenger, there's really no other way to go. It's nice because I'm going to be in close range gunfights. I'm not really going to have to go out of my way to pick up the Scavenger packs. Hey, you know, it just means I get to keep staying in the gunfights. And even without Scavenger, even if I'm not living very long, I will probably run out of ammo. Let's see, the other thing is extended mags. Obviously the way to go. That's why the P90 is awesome from spraying from the hip, and I don't see any other way. If you're going to do this, run extended mags as soon as you can get it. I was running some of the goofy sight attachments for a while, trying to get more points to level this gun up, and we got to the end of a kill cam, a final kill cam that I got, and what is it, I think I had the ACOG on, and just, what the hell is that? Yeah, this is what I've been doing the last game. It's been kind of fun, kind of interesting, and I managed to do okay with it. So in these close-range gunfights, as I think I'd already mentioned, strafing back and forth like you have Stalker is the way to go. The other thing is that crouching or going prone reduces the hip spread on this gun. It's not like the shotguns that have a fixed hip spread. So if the guy's at a bit of range and I don't want to be strafing back and forth, drop shotting and hip firing actually isn't half bad. That was a surprise. It seems like such an odd thing to do. To go at range. I mean, if he's point blank and you don't want to aim down sights, but no, the hip fire becomes accurate enough that, you know, drop shotting, and it's such a silly idea, but it seems to work. And because someone is doing such a great job of keeping them from getting up the left side, the hill, the dirt ramp, I'm actually able to sit here for a minute. Normally someone would come up towards Bravo on that ramp, and I would have to run away. That's it. They're going to be looking right at me, and unless they have a shotgun, I'm going to lose that gunfight. That's the other thing. Shotguns, this run into a striker, that's when I want to aim down sights. Or pull out my MP-9 secondary, and this thing is more accurate, does better damage at range than my primary. It's like a shotgun mentality, even though if I want to try to pepper some guy at range with a silenced weapon, I think several people thought they had rights to that kill there. The one real downside I see to this kind of playstyle is that I start to rely on the minimap and the radar quite a bit to know when to stick my head around a corner, when to just spray to try and keep him back, and when to run away. So if there were assassins running around, it would get to be a problem for me. See here, I'll just wait behind this cover until he's about to come around, and I think I was even pre-firing corners for them to come around at points, and that's the other advantage to having a silencer. And, you know, I don't want to rely on my teammates dying, although there it does work out. I am relying on the radar instead of with an assault rifle where I would try to visually see where they were. Instead here I'm running around, and I guess with steady aim I'll have a good shot at getting the first shots off, but as they're moving around the map, I'm relying on the radar to know when to stick my head around a corner and when to just go and hide. And in that respect, it's fairly similar to what I do with when I have an assault rifle. I wait till I see they're on a straightaway and expect they're running, and then just shoulder as I come around the corner and shoot them down. It's there's nothing magical about that. That's how I normally play. But with this, just looking down along her line of sight that they might be running down, that's not an option for me. I mean, I can look and check to see if anyone's there, but I can't wait and hold it. I just don't have the range with this setup. Because look what this thing is like when you use the sights, when you shoulder this gun. I mean, the recoil is everywhere, and then the visual recoil from those sights is just, how are you supposed to use that? I don't know. So instead, I just hip fire. And if I want range, that's what I've got the secondary for. I'm quite comfortable with that MP-9 secondary, and it's got some pretty good range for a machine pistol. So hey, primary weapon is close range, secondary is longer range. Again, I really am relying on the radar to tell me when they're sprinting, when they're coming around corners, and so in addition to the portable radar you see me throwing down, I think I've got some teammates running recon, and that is an evil, evil perk that I will discuss further in another video, but that is really helping out. It's like a Blackbird. I mean, you know exactly which way they're looking when. It makes coming up behind them this is so much easier. That what a marvelous idea for a perk. But again, you see, the range at which I want to engage people at is fairly specific. It's just outside of the shotgun one-shot range, and still inside of my range for where these bullets are going to do max damage. That's right about there, in fact, and where the hip fire is going to mostly cover them. Oh, you see the reticle shrink there as I go prone, and then I can't turn because there's a pipe in the way. I thought I was being sneaky there. I was not. So while I am playing to this gun's strengths, they are fairly specific, and you see, that's what happens if I come around a corner at a guy who's sighted in. I'm going to lose that gunfight pretty much every time. But after playing with this gun today, I think I'm feeling more comfortable with the idea of pre-firing a corner in order to get someone, or just hip-firing it medium close range to try and get a kill. As you see here, while this is one of the better games, higher KDs, and definitely one of the higher kill games, I think I got a 49-7 on Dome, but that's Dome for you. So I think I figured out how to be reasonably successful with this gun. Just trying to think of other ways to handicap myself, and a naked M16 is probably the next stop on this little tour. Anyway guys, I want to thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it's useful to you, and I will catch you later.